Good morning, everybody. I know people usually don't talk before they start the music, but we want to invite you to sing right from the very beginning. This is an easy song to sing. All you got to remember is the title of the song. It's a long way, and you get to sing variations of It's a Long Way, and it's a long, long way throughout the song. You'll get the hang of it even at this point on a Sunday morning. 2, 3, 4. I've been thinking about the people who came before. It's a long, long way. Mothers and fathers from a distant shore. It's a long, long way. Some came for freedom and some came for land. It's a long, long way. Some came bound and shackled hand in hand. It's a long, long way. Now it's a long way. It's a long way with many miles behind us. It's a long way with many more to go. It's a long way till tomorrow finds us. It's a long, long way. Yeah, it's a long, long way. Some came with dreams of power, some came with dreams of gold. It's a long, long way. Some came with whatever their two hands could hold. It's a long, long way. No matter when you came here and no matter how. It's a long, long way. We're all in the same boat now. It's a long, long way. Sing it out with us now. It's a long way with many miles behind us. It's a long way with many more to go. It's a long way till tomorrow finds us. It's a long, long way. Yeah, it's a long, long way. If you want to go, you can't get there by yourself. It's a long, long way. If you want to go, you got to take somebody else. It's a long, long way. It's a long, hard road. It's a long, steep climb. It's a long, long way. Reach back your hand, don't leave anyone behind. It's a long, long way. Sing it out. It's a long way with many miles behind us. It's a long way with many more to go. It's a long way till tomorrow finds us. It's a long, long way. Yeah, it's a long, long way. When I was a boy, once I heard a man. It's a long, long way. He said he had a dream about the freedom land. It's a long, long way. He said I might not get there, neither may you. It's a long, long way. But our children's children might see it come true. It's a long, long way. One more time. It's a long way with many miles behind us. With many more to go. Till tomorrow finds us. It's a long, long way. Yeah. It's a long, long way. Yeah. It's a long, long way.
This is a poem by Langston Hughes. Hold fast to your dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow.
So I should also mention, after the program was printed up, we added 2 people. So we're called 2 of a kind, but we do know how to count to 4. But we are lucky enough to have Daniela Pruitt and Grover Neville, who are working as interns with us this month. They're Oberlin College students. Yes. And we've been sort of convincing them to do pretty much everything that we do, including performing with us. So they've just been following us around and living in our house, and they're going to have an overdose of 2 of a kind by the end of the month, I'm sure. But we really appreciate them, and I think you will too. This song that we're going to do is a song of overcoming racism. And it's a song by one of the wonderful songwriters for children, Sarah Pirtle. She's been around for a very long time and has done a lot of great work with kids. And this song is actually a true story kind of song, although it's kind of a composite, based on a true story or based on some true stories. And as with pretty much all the songs that we'll do today, we encourage you all to join in with your voices, and also you'll notice that often, and it includes this song, Jenny will be doing some sign language and hand motions, and sometimes a combination of the two. So you're welcome. You may want to put your papers, down on your lap or under your chair when we sing, so that you have your hands free.
It's up to you.
Hands-free devices. No, it's not quite right. Okay, is everybody ready? 1, 2, 3.
Why do we make walls? These walls divide us. Why do we make walls? These walls just hide us. Why do we make a fist? We could reach out our hands. I want to make a start, building a bridge from heart to heart, building a bridge from heart to heart. Jackie came to my school. Art class is where we met. We both like to draw people's faces. I drew her, she drew Malcolm X. Everyone knew we'd be best friends. They heard us laughing in the hall. But when I invited Jackie home, we bumped into a wall. We bumped into a wall. Jackie came to my house. My mom was waiting at the door. She had a look upon her face that I'd never seen before. All night she kept on scowling. Later we had a fight. She said, don't bring Jackie back again, 'cause she's black and you're white. She's black and you're white. Why do we make walls? These walls divide us. Why do we make walls? These walls just hide us. Why do we make a fist? We could reach out our hand. I want to make a start, building a bridge from heart to heart, building a bridge from heart to heart. I went to Jackie's house. Her mom was working on a saw. We stood around the piano bench. She asked me to sing along. Week by week I came to visit. One day we made a casserole. I took them over to my house. My mom's face froze. My mom's face froze. Jackie's mom reached out her hand. Jackie's mom broke on through. She said, our daughters are best friends. I'd like to know you too. I'd like to know you too.
Try it with us. Why do we make walls?
Why do we make walls? These walls divide us. Why do we make walls? These walls just hide us.
Why do we make a fist?
Why do we make a fist?
We could reach out our hand.
We could reach out our hand. I want to make a start, building a bridge from heart to heart, building a bridge from heart to heart. How do you make a bridge? It's built of many days. Starts with a single step, even when you are afraid. Starts when you're speaking out. Starts when you're standing tall. Build a strong bridge, my friend.
No one can make you build a wall. No one can make you build a wall. One more time. Why do we make walls?
Why do we make walls? These walls divide us. Why do we make walls? These walls just hide us. Why do we make a fist? We could reach out our hand. I want to make a start, building a bridge from heart to heart, building a bridge from heart to heart.
All right, so I believe that for this part with our song and story for all ages, we're going to encourage kids to come sit in the area, kids of all ages, to come sit in the middle. So anybody who considers themselves a kid of any age can come.
Who wants to sit on the floor? That sort of knocks off a certain level, right?
So we're going to start with a song in this segment, and it's another one that has some stuff to do with your hands as well as your voices. It's a song by Sally Rogers, and Jenny's going to show you a couple sign language signs before we teach you the whole thing.
Okay, so everybody can take out 3 fingers on each hand for W's for world and spin them around. Bring them together like that. 1 finger on each hand for friend. You hook them together like that. And then if you put your hand out, put your fist on it and lift it up, that's a sign for help. So that's all you need to know. I will teach it to you. You can repeat after me. So everybody take out 1 finger. What can one little person do?
What can one little person do?
What can one little me or you do?
What can one little me or you do?
What can one little person do?
What can one little person do?
To help this world go round.
To help this world go round.
One can help another one.
One can help another one.
And together we can get the job done.
And together we can get the job done.
What can one little person do?
What can one little person do?
To help this world.
To help this world. All right, so everybody get your fingers ready for the very beginning of that. We'll put it all together with the music. Here we go. What can one little person do? What can one little me or you do? What can one little person do to help this world go round? One can help another one, and together we can get the job done. What can one little person do to help this world? Good job. Now you'll notice that you'll hear about some people in the verses of this song, some real-life heroes and sheroes that made a big difference in the history of this country. The first one is a woman who had the nickname of Moses, because like the Moses who lived long before her lifetime, she helped slaves escape to freedom. Harriet Tubman was alone on that darkened road to freedom, but she couldn't leave her people far behind. No, no. Moses stretched out her hand, and she led them to the freedom land, for she knew that she had justice on her side. Get your fingers and voices ready. What can one little person do? What can one little me or you do? What can one little person do to help this world go round? One can help another one, and together we can get the job done. What can one little person do to help this world? Good job.
When Sojourner Truth was free, she got down on her knees, and she prayed for strength to help her on her way. With her voice and with her might, she fought for what was right, for she knew that she had justice on her side.
Get those fingers and voices again. What can one little person do? What can one little me or you do? What can one little person do to help this world go round? One can help another one, and together we can get the job done. What can one little person do to help this world? Rosa Parks sat on the bus, and the driver said, you must move to the back of the bus or be thrown in jail. But she stayed and stood her ground, and she brought that old law down, for she knew that she had justice on her side. Sing it with your fingers, but not your voices. Excellent job. Dr. Martin Luther King told the world, I have a dream, and he led this country's fight for human rights. We must work for liberty until all of us are free, and we'll know that we have justice on our side. One more time, voices and hands.
What can one little person do? What can one little me or you do? What can one little person do
to help this world go round? One can help another one, and together we can get the job done. What can one little person do to help this world? Give yourselves a hand. Nice job.
Okay, so I'm going to tell a story. I think I'm going to come out to tell the story.
You can use the microphone or not?
No.
Okay.
So once upon a time, there was a farmer who lived in Kenya, and he had a very large family. His family, he had 13 children. And most of the time, his children were wonderful, and they helped out. They did chores, they went and got water, they helped around the farm and did gardening, and they were wonderful kids. But recently, the farmer had noticed that his children were fighting more and more, and he wasn't very happy about it. I don't know, maybe some of you guys have fought with brothers or sisters, or... Yeah, okay, yeah. Not unusual. Anyway, he was not so thrilled with this, and one time he was out working in his garden when all of a sudden he heard two of his kids got in a big argument, and they started calling names, and they were screaming and shouting, and other kids were getting involved, and there were tears, and it was a mess. So he called all of his kids out, and he said, "My children, I don't like all this fighting." And he wiped away the tears, and he gave hugs, and he said, "We need to do something about this." And so he said, "I would like you to go into those woods right over there, and I would like each one of you to find a stick and bring it back, and we'll sit in a circle." Well, his children had no idea what their father was after, but they followed his instructions, and they went over to the woods, and they each grabbed a stick, and they sat down in a circle. And the father went up to one of his children, and he said, "Could you break your stick in half, please?" And he did it, and it was no problem. Went up to another daughter and said, "Could you break that stick?" And she broke the stick in half. And then he grabbed all of the sticks after each of the children had broken their sticks. He grabbed the bundle of sticks, and he said, "Now, I would like you to take this bundle of sticks, hold it right in the middle, and try to break the whole thing all at once." And each of the children tried to break the bundle of sticks, and they couldn't do it. And he said, "You see, my children, when we are together, we are strong. When we're alone, we can be broken. How can our family be strong?
Together.
How can our family be strong?
Together.
How can our family be strong?
Together. Together we can move mountains. Alone we can't do it all. Don't you know that together we can move mountains? Alone we can't do it all. You can sing that with us. Together we can move mountains. Together we can move mountains. Alone we can't do it all. Alone we can't do it all. Don't you know that together we can move mountains? Alone we can't do it all. Alone we can't do it all. You're getting the hang of it. Let's do it one more time. Together we can move mountains. Alone we can't do it all. Don't you know that together we can move mountains? Alone we can't do it all.
Okay, I'm going to read a little bit from a book that's called Everybody Says Freedom, A History of the Civil Rights Movement in Songs and Pictures by Pete Seeger and Bob Reeser. Medgar Evers was a young man who devoted his life to organizing for civil rights in Mississippi. He was killed in 1963. 4 days after his assassination, 6,000 black people from all over Mississippi walked behind his casket for the 2 miles from the church to the funeral home. Edwin King was a white minister at a black college in Mississippi, and this is his account of that event. This time, they gave a parade permit. That's what they called permission to walk behind a coffin. Martin Luther King came, and thousands of other people. It was a quiet procession. The police had ordered no singing. I guess they did know the power of the songs. After a while, one of the kids started to sing. It was "Oh Freedom." It was very quiet, very soft, very sad. Then someone else picked up the song, and someone else.
Over me. And before I'll be your slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Sing it with us, oh freedom. Oh freedom. Oh freedom. Oh freedom over me, over me. And before I'll be your slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Well, soon the verses started getting closer and closer to the situation here in Jackson. No more killing, no more killing, no more killing over me.
No more killing, no more killing, no more killing over me, over me. And before I'll be your slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Well, then it started to be about politicians in office who were especially racist. By now, the police were getting very twitchy, and the whole crowd outside the funeral home was singing. Then someone started a song, "This Little Light of Mine."
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Sing that again, good and loud, here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Well, the words got even closer to the situation here in Jackson. They started singing all over Jackson, "I'm gonna let it shine."
All over Jackson, I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, all over Jackson, I'm gonna let it shine. All over Jackson, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Well, the police were getting really nervous. Finally, everyone was singing all over Capitol Street, "I'm gonna let it shine." Well, the police heard that one word, and they broke ranks, retreating like crazy towards downtown. That's what started it. Someone just picked up their finger, pointed it straight towards the Capitol, and sang all over Capitol Street, "I'm gonna let it shine."
Let's try it like that. Here we go. All over Capitol Street, I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, all
to sing a song by Magpie based on the words of Ella Baker, civil rights activist, while you're giving your money. Feel free to sing along. And once again, it has some sign language.
Give light, and the people will find a way. Give light, and the people will find a way. Give light, and the people will find a way. The people will find a way, I do believe. Teach peace, teach peace, and the people will find a way. Teach peace, and the people will find a way. Teach peace, and the people will find a way. The people will find a way, I do believe. Give love, and the people will find a way. Give love, and the people will find a way. Give love, and the people will find a way. The people will find a way, I do believe. Stand together, and the people will find a way. Stand together, and the people will find a way. Stand together, and the people will find a way. The people will find a way, I do believe. Back to give light. Give light, and the people will find a way. Give light, and the people will find a way. Give light, and the people will find a way. The people will find a way, I do believe. The people will find a way, I do believe.
All right, so our talk today is, do we still need Black History Month? Do we still need Black History Month? After all, we do have a black president, and haven't we been told that we have now entered the post-racial era of our nation's history? Questioning the relevance of Black History Month comes from varied sources, from right-wing pundits to the mainstream media, not to mention some prominent African Americans. Morgan Freeman once said, "You're going to relegate my history to a month? Which month is White History Month? I don't want Black History Month. Black history is American history." So the criticism comes from different perspectives. Part of the issue is the original purpose of Black History Month. As with affirmative action and Women's History Month, Black History Month is meant to right some of the wrongs of our history, to attempt to make up for grave injustices. Slavery and the subsequent Jim Crow segregation laws marred a majority of the years of our country's existence, causing the rifts and scars that last to this day. This on its own would be bad enough, but in a country founded on lofty ideals such as all men are created equal, there is the added insult of hypocrisy.
Carter G. Woodson, the second African American to receive a PhD, began Negro History Week in 1926. As a historian, he was keenly aware of the fact that Americans of African descent were mostly left out of the history books. And when they were mentioned, it was only in the context of slavery, and usually in a derogatory manner. In the words of an African proverb, "Until the lions have their historians, tales of the hunt shall always glorify the hunter." Woodson's goal in designing a week to focus on Black history was to help his people to be proud of their rich heritage and to remind all Americans that the history of Blacks is not just subjugation, but achievement in the face of overwhelming odds. He wanted to inspire African Americans and to help whites acknowledge their role as oppressors. He chose the second week of February because it included the birth dates of both Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. In 1976, during the bicentennial, Black History Week was extended to Black History Month. The goals of Black History Month have evolved and expanded over the years, and the ways in which the month is observed vary dramatically from place to place. When we were kids growing up in college towns, there was very little emphasis on Black History Month. However, Alex Haley's roots had a big impact on both of our families and on the nation as a whole. As performers and teaching artists who visit many schools in a variety of locations, we have a unique perspective on the way schools approach Black History Month. As our country has become more diverse, and especially since Martin Luther King Day became a national holiday, more and more schools are spending time learning about important African Americans. However, there are major differences in the way schools approach this topic, primarily depending upon the attitude of the principal and teachers in the particular school. Many inner-city schools that are 80 to 100% African American spend a lot of time on Black History Month, and they extend the study of important African Americans throughout the year. Some schools in rural areas that are mostly white have told us that they don't have many African American students, so they don't see the need to devote much time for it. A few years ago, we visited a suburban school which had asked us to sing songs related to Martin Luther King Day. When we asked the principal what the school did to celebrate MLK Day, she told us that they didn't have very many black students and that she preferred to focus on Dr. King as a great man and not deal with the civil rights movement or any racial issues. While we believe it's important to emphasize that an individual can make a positive impact on their community, we felt that her response devalued King's life and effect on our society. We feel it's vital for students to learn both the good and the bad about our country and not to gloss over issues that might be difficult or uncomfortable.
Some white people harbor deep resentments about Black History Month. They ask, when can I stop feeling guilty about things that happened so long ago? And why am I held responsible for things I didn't do? And why can't we just have American history? It is natural for people who haven't gone through the process of thinking about racism and white privilege in our society to resent being made to feel guilty. It often feels unfair to be charged with mass guilt for things that may have happened.
Turn it
Over? Oh, yes. Back. That may have happened a long time ago, sometimes before you were born. However, when white people go through a process of soul-searching and examining their own feelings about race, guilt is a natural and perhaps necessary stage. People who go through this process are usually able to pass through this stage to a more sustainable and productive place of action. I often hear a real nostalgia emerge, a longing for that time when you didn't have to think about all this diversity stuff. The problem is that this nostalgia is for a myth, an illusion. The time when people claimed they didn't have to think about race was a time when many white people refused to think about racial injustice. African Americans never had that privilege, when differences were ignored or subjugated, not accepted. It is natural for the dominant group in society to resent having to change their way of thinking. This is a painful, difficult process, and most people would rather avoid things that are painful and difficult. Just as some people would like to time travel to an imaginary time when everyone in America listened to the same music, watched the same TV shows, when everyone was straight, when women stayed home while men worked, when everybody celebrated Christmas, there are those who resent being forced to confront issues of race relations. Still, if Black History Month was designed to help rectify the wrongs of history, couldn't there be a time when it has served its purpose and is no longer needed? Sure, we say, but is now the time? Are we there yet? There is an abundance of evidence that we are far from a post-racial America. The particular vitriol aimed at Obama, the rise of racist hate groups around the country, the killings of unarmed African Americans by police and vigilante citizens, which has given rise to the powerful Black Lives Matter movement, the increasing segregation of city schools, even as we see the desegregation of many other schools. Think of the recent news about Ferguson, Cleveland, Baltimore, and so many others. Supreme Court Justice Scalia's racist comments in the University of Texas case, and the hateful rhetoric of GOP frontrunner Donald Trump. Just read some of the comments after a blog about this topic, and you will see some raw, often ugly racial sentiments. If you want to feel bad about humanity, read the comments after. In fact, the issue of Black History Month itself could be used as a barometer for its own continued relevance. Perhaps when the need for Black History Month is no longer a point of contention, we may actually be past needing it.
In a Newsweek article discussing the relevance of Black History Month, Raina Kelly wrote, "For Black History Month to once again seem culturally relevant, part of its time must be spent asking why there are still so many negative portrayals of black people in our culture. We can't just spend all 28 days talking about the nice ones. And rather than wasting time bemoaning the existence of Black History Month, why don't we use it to proselytize for the issues that need to be more fully covered and understood the other 337 days? What? Of the year. 335 days. Anyway, 4 days. Anyway, such as failing inner city public schools, institutionalized poverty, health care, disparity, and job discrimination. We can use this month not only to learn about all of the important contributions made to our history by African Americans, but also to remind ourselves of our difficult past and work toward a more perfect union, toward more racial justice, and toward deeper cultural understanding. This is the hard, uncomfortable, but necessary work that we need to do as a nation if we are to eventually make Black History Month and Women's History Month and Gay and Lesbian Pride Month unnecessary."
So we're just going to lead one more song, and this is a really easy song to sing because the entire song is a call and response, is an echo song. This is by the same people who wrote Give Light, our friends Magpie, Greg Artzner and Terry Leonino. And we're going to be helped once again by Daniela and Grover. Let's give them another hand. Never sure whether you're allowed to clap during a service, but since we don't know about services, what do we know? So this is a song about Dr. Martin Luther King, and like I said, it's all echo, so just repeat after me throughout the song, and you'll be okay. Oh, Martin Luther King.
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 I just want to sing your name.
I just want to sing your name.
You said I have a dream.
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 And I just want to sing your name.
And I just want to sing your name.
You had the dream of freedom.
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 And I just want to sing your name.
And I just want to sing your name.
Now, obviously, this is the kind of song that we sing with kids. And when we go to schools and places, we like to ask kids, as a lot of kids have that experience that Jenny alluded to about, really talking about Dr. King in a fairly one-dimensional kind of way. They know I have a dream. Unfortunately, they often know about the assassination, and they pretty much know nothing else than that, most schools we go to. And so I like to ask kids, do you think that all of Dr. King's dreams have come true? So what do you think about that question? You think all of them have come true? No. And that's a good answer. And if they say yes, then we try to say, did you know that Dr. King dreamed of a world where there would be no rich and poor, where we would all have, basic economic rights? And they often didn't know that, and that hasn't come true, of course. And did you know that Dr. King dreamed of a world where we'd solve our problems through, working together and working things out instead of fighting and having wars? And, has that dream come true? No, of course not. So there's still a lot of work to do. And is Dr. King around to do that work, to make those dreams come true? No. So who's got to do that then? Who's got to make those dreams come true? Us, that's right. And that's why my favorite part of this song, and maybe the message of this whole time together, is this last part. It's up to us to keep the dream alive. It's up to us to keep the dream alive. It's up to us to keep the dream alive.
It's up to us to keep the dream alive.
It's up to us to keep the dream alive.
It's up to us to keep the dream alive.
And I just want to sing your name.
And I just want to sing your name.
Oh, Martin Luther King.
Oh, Martin Luther King.
Oh,